program, Goro of Maize, was at 220. Who can deny that? Is it today 220? No. It's almost half.
Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah has blamed the church and parents for failing to instill discipline in the current Gen Z, which is why they are insulting leaders online without regard. Ichung'wah added that he will request Speaker Moses Wetangula to call for interreligious prayers to cleanse and sanctify Parliament to stop any future insurgents like the one witnessed on June 25th when the Gen Z stormed Parliament during the Finance Bill debate.
As parents, we have failed. Na ni kweli pia, Bishop, not just as parents, but may I also add even the church. Even the church has failed. Because many of the things that we should be teaching our children in our homes and in churches, we have also failed to show our children to go back to church. Some of the words that our children were using against leaders, against their parents, against their own country are not things that those of us who grew up earlier would ever have imagined using those kind of words. Na ni vizuri, Bishop, umeni challenge na nitaenda kuongea na Speaker Wetangula ili tutakase hiyo nyumba ya bunge. And the challenge we had, Bishop, at that time is that even our church leaders, many of them abandoned the work that they should be doing to guide the nation in a godly manner and become our spiritual fathers, and they became politicians. They became politicians and spoke more of politics than spiritual guidance. Now we have not just Kipchumba Murkomen being reassigned to another ministry, but we have other ministers who have come into government, people who are not with us initially, and we want to congratulate them even as we await their vetting and ask them to prepare themselves to deliver on the bottom-up economic transformation agenda for the sake of all the people of our country. As we thank the President and congratulate him for continuing to broaden the broad-based government so that we may unite all the people of our country. It does not matter where you voted, it does not matter whether you supported President William Ruto. What matters today is what you can do to deliver to the people of Kenya on all the promises and pledges that we made to the people of Kenya.
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has once again hit out at President William Ruto, this time accusing him of facilitating alcoholism in the Mount Kenya region. Speaking during a church service in Naivasha, Gachagua claimed that despite having won the fight against alcohol and drug abuse in the region during his tenure as deputy president, the president had undone his efforts. Gachagua also recalled warning the president against reopening the companies when he was in office, but his pleas went unheard. Gachagua suggested that this move was a calculated effort by the president to reduce the voter population in the mountain region.
Hizo mafactory yote nikafunga, tukawacha mbili, tukiwa na kamati ambayo nilisimamia. Na baada ya sisi kufunga hizo factories na kukaza machiefs na police, pombe ikapungua. Vijana wakaanza kurudi nyumbani, wakaanza kuoga, hata wasichana wetu wakaanza kupata watoto. Na tukaanza kuona dalili inarudi. Hasa hapa kwa Mlima Kenya, Nakuru, Laikipia, Nyandarua, pahali tulikuwa tumewezwa sana na hii pombe haramu. DOPS wa internal security akaambiwa na rais kwenda fungua hizo makampuni. Na makampuni zisipofunguliwa, zikaambiwa sisipeleke hiyo pombe pahali ingine, silete hapa kwa Mlima Kenya. Na ndio mimi nikakuwa na shida sana na rais, na nikamwambia tukiwa Nyandarua, nikamwambia unakosea watu wa Kenya, hawa watoto wetu kufungulia hao pombe iwaue ni makosa. Hiyo pombe ilifunguliwa hizo companies mpaka wa leo. Haiuzwi Rift Valley, haiuzwi anywhere else. Pombe ile yote sumu inaletwa katika mlima. Jana pale Bahati hapa Nakuru kumekufa watu 3. Simuliona kwa TV jana? Tangu wanitoe kwa kiti, ile pombe yote mbaya ya kuua watu, rais aliagiza iletwe hapa kwa mlima, ndio imalize vijana wetu. Mimi nasema Mungu yule uko uhai hata kubali hii jamii yetu iishe kwa sababu ya pombe. And it is immoral, it is unacceptable to target a community for destruction and extinction through the sale of poison to them. It is very clear that it is possible kumaliza hiyo pombe kwa sababu nilikuwa nimemaliza. The voice of the church is the voice of God. Na ndio tunasema hii wakati umekuwa mgumu as a country where leaders are not listening to Kenyans, where senators and MPs have been bribed, they don't talk. It's only the church that can talk for us.
Wiper Democratic Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, alongside other politicians, have had or experienced a shocking moment at a church function they were attending in Limuru constituency, Kiambu County, after members of the Life Church Limuru walked out as the politicians were addressing the gathering. The politicians were forced to go to the marketplace to address the people, and Kalonzo Musyoka castigated President William Ruto's government for incorporating former President Uhuru Kenyatta's allies, saying this is a blood-based government. Kalonzo says the claim by the Ruto government that this is a broad-based government was a lie, as the coalition between Ruto, Uhuru and Raila was sucking the blood out of Kenyans. The Wiper leader threatened to lead demonstrations if the government does not hasten the formation of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission.
Wengine walikuja hata na jina la kusema wao ni wacha Mungu, lakini matendo yao hata Biblia inasema ye shall know them by their fruit. Yale mazao yao yanaonyesha kinyume na ile ambao wanaamini, na kuita wengine mapepo.
A section of Coast residents have expressed dissatisfaction with the recent mini cabinet realignment that saw Cabinet Secretary Salim Mvurya reassigned from the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry to the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. The executive action announced by the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service Felix Koskei had new entrants to the Kenya Kwanza Administration Cabinet, including former Nakuru County Governor Lee Kinyanjui, who upon Parliament approval will take over the trade docket. Other nominees are Mutahi Kagwe and William Kabogo for the Ministries of Agriculture and Livestock Development and Information Communications and the Digital Economy, respectively.
We are disappointed and dismayed by the removal and replacement of Mr. Salim Mvurya from Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry to Ministry of Sport. We have seen that by a stroke of a pen, this crucial docket, which largely depends on the Mombasa, Lamu and Shimoni ports for import and export, has been removed from the coast region and transferred to a new hand in Nakuru, which is largely agricultural area. Our region therefore has been assigned the sport docket, whereas we acknowledge and we respect that the President has the prerogative to appoint the Cabinet Secretary. We are, however, left wondering what exactly are the unique skills, knowledge, person that Mvurya possesses in sports, particularly in athletics games, more than Mr. Kipchumba Murkomen, whose human environment is in the North Rift and places him at a center of sports.
Sisi tulikuwa tuna expect yeye na kina mama wengine wapewe nafasi wa kufanya kazi hapa. Juzi akitoa waziri, akatoa mpaka waziri wa gender. Na hakuchagua waziri wa gender. Saa hizi akichagua waziri wengine tena halikosa kuchagua waziri wa gender. Na watoto wetu wa kike wanawawa, wanapigwa, wanafanya kila kitu kibaya kila siku na hakuna kitu inafanyika.
Police working in a multi-agency approach have heightened security surveillance ahead of Christmas and New Year celebrations in the coast region, where local and foreign tourists are continuing to troop in. Mombasa County Police Commander Peter Kimani assured Kenyans coming to the region for the holidays that radical security measures have been put in place for enhanced security during the festive season. Speaking during a beach cleaning exercise at Nyali Beach organized by the Coast Media Group, Kimani said they have intensified both mobile and foot patrols and even undercover surveillance.
We have, to that, increased patrols, intensified both mobile and foot patrols, and even undercover surveillance. We shall be having our police officers patrolling the beaches in undercover. You may be walking and you find somebody looking like a beach boy, but essentially that will be a police officer, because we don't want people to come and start stealing things from those who are coming for the holiday. I want to assure them that through the multi-agency system, we have put measures in place. They have nothing to fear. We shall be having a help desk at the Pirates Beach, where we expect a huge crowd. And today, all the gender desk officers within the police stations surrounding the beaches are having an orientation that is in conjunction with the Children's Department.
And we are on the ground with the multi-agency team, the security team in the that is the mainstream police, the tourism police, KWS, the DCI, all Ngaos, the provincial, our administration, the government administration. We are here. We have formed committees to make sure that the people, as they come and enjoy the marine resources and the ocean here, that we will take care of their security and the safety all throughout this coastal and beach ecosystem.
Former employees of Mumia's Sugar Company staged protests demanding payment of their salary arrears amounting to 2.4 billion shillings. Led by their union chairman Patrick Mutimba, the workers expressed frustration over their struggles to meet basic needs amidst the rising cost of living. The protesters questioned why former employees of other sugar companies had received their payments from the Ministry of Agriculture as promised by President William Ruto, while those from Mumia's Sugar were seemingly sidelined.
Sasa sisi tunamsii tu na tunaendelea kumuomba na tunamuomba kila wakati ya kwamba pesa zetu tulipwe. Na 2027 hata bado tuko na yeye, bora atulipe pesa yetu. Sisi tunamshabikia yeye na tunampenda sana, na yeye ni mtu wa kusema na kutenda, na I know he'll not go back on his words because he promised to pay us.
We have been discriminated. We have been denied jobs. Our jobs has been taken over by the foreigners. By current management of Mumia's Sugar Company, led by Sarai Group. We are wondering what kind of an investor is that. We do believe that an investor is somebody who goes somewhere, pay everything, and start from a clean sheet. Lakini tunashangazwa kwamba mtu anapewa kampuni free of charge na anafukuza wafanyikazi, anafukuza locals. Sisi, we provided our services to the company and we never involved in any management decision. Sisi tulikuwa wafanyikazi wa chini. Kwa hivyo ule mrasimu ambaye anaitwa receiver manager, yeye ndako na liabilities za hizo kampuni. We are giving him a notice of 14 days. Kama hata tulipa malimbikizi yetu ya mishahara na dues zetu, sisi we are going to take what we call an industrial action, including moving to court.
Mpaka saizi hatujalipwa chochote. Ni ukweli ama uongo? Leo hii nasimama hapa kuomba rais, wewe ni mtu wa kusema na kutenda, na wewe mwenyewe unasema namna hivyo. Ni kwa nini usitusaidie tupate hizo pesa?
Well, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Justin Muturi has urged Kenyans to preserve their cultural diversity as enshrined in the 2010 Constitution. Speaking during Mbere Cultural Festival at St. Bakita Siakago Girls, where he was the chief guest, Muturi observed that it is not a weakness to recognize culture, adding it is the foundation of every state and a culmination of various civilization. Muturi further stated that the Constitution is very clear on recognizing the cultural diversity which unifies the people of Kenya and brings them together. Muturi also challenged Mbere residents to remain united, devoid of petty politics that will not help them. Muturi also asked younger generation to utilize social media by creating good content for the people. Mbere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku noted that the preservation of culture will also preserve marginalized communities like Mbere.
Kama atupigi ndepe yetu sawa sawa, it's very easy to be forgotten. Jujameni kama hapa kwetu Mbere North, we have 55,000 voters. Mbere South 72. Kwa hivyo nasema ya kwamba Mbere community nasema wa Kenya as it is stated in our constitution, Article 10 of our constitution. The values, the national values and principles of governance. One of them is protection of marginalized communities. Na kama atuko na siku kama hii ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunaongea maneno yetu ya kimila yetu, ni rahisi sana kuwa tutakuwa tumesaulika katika harakati za nchi. The foundation of the state, and it's a culmination of various civilizations. It is important to preserve our culture. It is not, the preservation of one's culture does not alienate you from the rest of the country, because we have that diversity recognized in the Constitution, and that is what unifies the people of Kenya. It brings people together.
All right, let's get sporting. The National Super League match played at the Moi Stadium, Embu. 3K FC from Embu made a comeback in the 95th minute to draw with Nzoia FC, who had taken the lead in the 70th minute through Felix Ouma Seda. 3K FC, who had several chances, equalized through a corner that was headed into the net by Phineas Mwenda in the 70th minute. 3K FC, who have 21 points, having played 14 games, will play Kibera Black Stars at home, while Nzoia, who have played 13 games, will play away with Muhoroni.
Tulikuwa number 6 na I think 20 points. Game imekuwa fiti, especially first half tulidominate game. Tuka create better chances ya game, but hatukuweza kucapitalize on them. Second half Nzoia walikuja wakakuwa organized, tuka lose structure kidogo. Then we conceded a goal, and kutokea hapo I think Nzoia walikuwa the better side, but nashukuru my boys that wamekuwa resilient na wameshow good mindset and mentality to come back to the game. It is a tough side, an experienced side, so of course it was a tough game for us, a young team, but tunafeel ya kwamba give, especially first half, tungeza run away with the game, and we believe tukiweza rekebisha kidogo, especially up front, tuweze ku convert hizo chances, we are ready to compete with anybody. Kazi ya referee ni ya referee, I think sisi ni coach, so siwezi ongelea kuhusu referee. Tunataka tu kwanza tuende tupumzike. Window iko bado mbali, tarehe 31 January, so tuta analyze hiyo wakati ikifika, then we try to bring in kama tutapata wachezaji wa kutusaidia, tutajaribu kuwaleta.
Kwa majina naitwa Daniel Wabwira Nanjala, captain 3K FC. Tumekuwa na game leo na Nzoia. Imekuwa tough game, but tumemanage kupata 1 point. Tunashukuru God kwa hiyo. Sasa hivi tuko 21 points. Tunaenda Christmas kwa January, tuna build kutoka hapo tena. Of course Nzoia is a big team, imekuwa Premier League last season, imeshika NSL. Sisi tumekuwa Division 1, tumepanda NSL. So unaona kuna ile gap hapo. So but kupata point moja kwa wao ni experienced team. So lazima tunavyoongetoa hii masa fulani. First half tulikuwa poa, but second half kuja wakatulemea, but at least tumepata 1 point, tunashukuru na hiyo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, almost said gentlemen, my lord. Thank you very much for watching us this afternoon. I hope that you are enjoying your holidays so far. We'll see you at 9 p.m. I'll be bringing you the latest making headlines across the country. But as well, do join my subsequent colleagues at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. as well. Fantastic afternoon. I'm Cynthia Nanjala.